Market wider opportunities for women on a national advocacy campaign to promote elder economic security. When I say that phrase, what does it mean to you?
Elder economic security. For me, it means having enough money and other benefits to be able to live comfortably when you're older.
Economic security of elders to me means that they have enough income and enough support, safe housing that allows them to age in a setting that makes them happy and makes them comfortable.
That you have planned for your retirement and that you are secure by not going out and working in the workforce, but having enough money or resources to provide.
Well, I think first, when I hear the phrase elder economic security, I sort of break it into two parts. So first I'm thinking elder, so I'm thinking senior citizens, I'm thinking the older generation, I'm thinking my grandmother, and then with economic security, I'm thinking about what I would need or what elders need to make their ends meet when they approach retirement.
It means to me, when I'm old and gray, I won't have the worries about making ends meet. I want to be able to enjoy life, sitting on my porch in my rocking chair, reminiscing about the good old times.
Once you reach retiring age, so say 65, to be able to stop working, be able to afford your medication, and to be able to go to a doctor, have a home that is paid off, and have some money left over on the side. So for
Say elder economic security means the ability to maintain a standard of living beyond retirement. So when you think about your own retirement or your family's, what is it you think you'll need to be economically secure?
Well, I think I need to have Social Security. It's a three-legged stool, really, and savings that I've been able to put away, but also some contribution from employers over my working life, either by a pension or at least a 401k, and I know a lot of people don't get that third part anymore, so the stool is really incomplete.
a very good health insurance. I don't know if Medicaid by then will be what it is now. And some savings, definitely.
Given the current economy, I would think I would need a support system, a pretty elaborate one, either family nearby or a nurse or some sort of connection to the outside world that would offer me the ability to remain somewhat independent and also quite a large nest egg.
I would like to have all of my major bills paid, suitable health insurance, and hopefully through my retirement savings, I would have enough money to make ends meet, not worrying about where my next meal will come from, or even having to take in family or friends to help subsidize my.
I think for me, I will need, I currently have contribute to a 401k plan and also contribute to a Roth individual retirement account. And so I know for me, having those two retirement accounts and being able to contribute to those throughout my lifetime will be really important to building economic security. But especially in light of the economic climate right now, I know that just relying on money that's tied up in the stock market is not completely, I'm not sure what that will look like 30 or so years, 30, 40 years down the road. For me, another component of my economic security will be my goal to buy real estate, to own a house, and that I can build wealth through owning a home.
How has that impacted you and your retirement plan?
Well, let me put it like this. Folks say it takes a village to raise a child. Nowadays, it's going to take a village to help support the elderly, move in with them, make sure everyone has a job, be it full-time or part-time, to help support the elderly financially due to not knowing where retirement funds will be in the future.
More emphasis on, the non-monetary things that you can do.
Yeah.
You can't do anything. You can't. Well, it seems that you can't own anything because, you know, bankruptcy with the housing issues and everything. And but hopefully that can get turned around.
I don't have retirement plans as of yet. I'm concerned about how they're affecting older people's or my parents' retirement plans, but I haven't thought about it for myself yet.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
What are some ways you think that the retirement system can be strengthened?
Well, I think we should have a new modernized form of pensions. I think one form it might take would be government subsidy of 401ks or something, or required employer contributions.
First and foremost, we need quality jobs with quality wages and benefits. And so any policies that can encourage employers to provide self-sustaining wages and benefits for workers who are able to fulfill their responsibilities in an individual way, I think is extremely important. But there will always be those who are working in lower wage jobs who will not be able to save when living paycheck to paycheck. So we need to ensure that our systems in place for those individuals, upon their inability to work, are self-sustaining upon their retirement. And then, of course, for women, we need to revisit the workplace strategies and think about the part-time workers, the caregiving responsibilities, and close the gap in terms of workplace policies and government programs to honor and, more importantly, compensate those caregiving days.
And as far as my parents, I think, I don't really know, but I should think something along the lines of an outreach campaign or something to really educate the public to really start thinking critically about their retirement and what's going to come next and how to best be prepared for it, because it's only getting more expensive.
Probably the most obvious thing to do now would be to ask elders what they think of those programs and how they're serving them now. I haven't really seen much talk of, what do elderly people think about this benefits that they have, and is it working for them as for their daily lives. So maybe we could start there just to figure out what works and what doesn't work.
So if you could sit down with President Obama and tell him what you think is the most pressing issue facing all Americans, because as you so eloquently say, we have to think about everybody, what would you tell him?
That we do have to look at federal programs that we have now. We do have to at least take into consideration that the poverty guideline has to move up. There are many programs that the elderly can't get into because their annuity is a little bit too high, or their Social Security is a little bit too high, and that's very difficult to understand. Especially since we don't have a global kind of health program. And if you're paying for your health, you're paying for your food, and a house to live in. What else is there?
Keeps up your budget.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you're not wearing, the proper clothing, so you get, your immune system goes down because you're not eating the proper food. All of those things have to be taken into consideration.
Because they're all tied together.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that we've missed that.